Morning, Wall Street winners. It is Friday, August the 23rd, and boy, do we have an exciting day ahead of us today. We've got a speech coming up from the U.S. Chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, speaking at, I believe, 10 a.m. this morning. So that'll be broadcast on Bloomberg and a number of other networks, including Yahoo Finance. We can see that as we head into the day, we had a day that was in the red. It was a good day to buy yesterday. Yesterday was a great lead-in day to at least the start of today. We don't know how today is going to play out. We don't know what's going to be said in the speech. We don't know how many rate cuts to anticipate. We're hoping to learn that type of information. We're hoping to hear that the first of the rate cuts is going to come in September, and we're hoping to hear the size of that rate cut, leaning towards 50% is the interest as opposed to 25% as a rate cut. All of that remains to be seen as we move throughout the day, and we hear from the U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman. But what we want to be thinking of today is we're getting off to a green start. We had an opportunity to buy. You still may have an opportunity to buy if you didn't yesterday on the uptick this morning. And if this carry trade really gets some steam behind it, we could see an extremely strong finish to the day. Now, that said, with every good day often comes a balancing bad day. And so yesterday we had a balancing bad day, a good buying opportunity, but if you're holding, it wasn't a great day for you. So you want to be thinking today, if you are going to get into the market and buy and ride the current or the tide upwards and you want to take your profits. You do not want to be holding these things inevitably because they tend to go up and down almost like a yo-yo, and you want to time your entrance and time your exit so that you can take your profits. That way, you'll be able to maximize your profits throughout the year, and you won't be stuck in a losing position that was up at some point and then have regret down the road. So take your profits. There's always going to be a new stock to enter that has the potential of increasing significantly over others in the same market. So we can see that we're up across the board in the three indices in the US. If we flip over to the Yahoo Finance app, what we'll notice here is health and retail is in the green almost entirely, with the exception of Cardinal Health, which is off slightly. So it looks like we're going to have a positive start to the day in health and retail. We've got transport with JB Hunt up slightly today. It was obviously down like many others yesterday. And oil is making a rebound. So crude is up $1.34. This has been an extremely volatile futures market for crude in the last couple of months. And a lot of that hinging on what's going on over in the Middle East and the tensions over there. But we can see that we're up $1.34, and that should translate into a fairly strong and positive day for some of our oil refining companies. So I think if you were to get in early on something like a Chevron or a Valero, I think you could do pretty well today in percentage terms. You could also look to some of the others. SLB would be maybe another. Halliburton could be another. I would stay away from MRO in that list, and I would stay away from CVE and Consolidated Edison, because those are less gas refining than they are involved in other sectors, Con Ed specifically in utilities. Then if we get down into tech, so we had an amazing day yesterday for Workday. It was a very odd end to the day because Workday announced its results just after 4 o'clock after the close. And what we saw the stock dip, really tank a little bit after earnings, even though earnings beat. And then within about 5 or 10 minutes of that dip, it just shot up significantly, and it is up $33.52. So it is up 14.5%. And that was a buy recommendation we made earlier this week on the channel to get in pre-earnings because the earnings were going to be solid. We felt they were going to be solid. Turns out they were extremely solid coming out of Workday, and Workday is having some explosive growth. So there's a one-day 14.5% increase. And Workday took a hit yesterday. So you could have bought it on sale into the close, held it, and then within literally minutes, you would have had a 14.5% increase. So take your profits in this. It may go up to 270 this morning, but I'd be pretty happy with a $33, $34 gain and 14.5% gain in a single day. So that's where we are with Workday. I think it has some good future prospects. They made some announcements yesterday about AI as well. If we look at the other semis, Micron is down right now. If we take a look at our others in the list here, we have LRCX as we move down, and it is up $9, but it had a pretty down day yesterday, down 30, almost $38. We've got Broadcom here, which is up almost to the point where it was down yesterday. So that's a good sign there. And then Meta is looking like it's going to have a good day and beat what it corrected by yesterday. And then finally, NVIDIA. And NVIDIA was off significantly yesterday. I think NVIDIA is a buy. I bought in the 125 range yesterday. Obviously saw a bit of a loss over the course of the close, but looked to regain that today and certainly into earnings next week on the 28th. I think it's felt across the market. The agreement is that NVIDIA is going to blow their number out of the water again. And if that actually happens and translates, it's going to bode very well. I also read a research report yesterday on NVIDIA from Raymond James, and they were commenting on how NVIDIA is obviously highly leveraging TSM. So TSM is another one on my radar and has been for a while. It's below 170 in the 166 range, and I think that it would be a very attractive purchase going into the NVIDIA numbers because I think it has the potential to do very, very well. If we then look at finance, SoFi was off yesterday, and SoFi is one of the stocks we talk a lot about on the channel. I think it's going to do extremely well going into the remainder of the year, and at 720, 730, it's a bit of a bargain right now. So that's one that I would definitely take a look at and acquire and add to the portfolio. And then you've got your staples, your Morgan Stanley, your Goldman, all of which should increase. This whole financial sector on news of an interest rate decrease should head north, and the stock prices should increase. So this would be an area that I would be looking to be overweight in my portfolio going into the fall and winter timeframe. Well, that's where we are today. I want to wish you the best of luck in your trades. And if you're liking the videos, please hit the like and subscribe button and leave me a comment.